Hello everyone, Pupperfish Pat here, or just Pat. Today we're checking out a video from Mr. Little Reaper Jr. It is a monster Adrift. So this is sort of a lore video for one of his D&D characters, Jacob of High Gallow, for understand as a warlock. So let's just take a quick look at the description so we can get a little bit more of lore here. So Jacob High Gallow is a schizophrenic with a real anti in mind. So he's a warlock, and his patron should most of his abilities should be passive abilities and will be ideal to have a DM that understands this type of hallucinations, things. Okay. Great old one. Okay, great old one. Let me just let's go back here and here, get rid of that. Okay. So he's a warlock. His patron is the great old one, which, if I understand, it's been so long since I played Dungeons and Dragons. I used to play a while ago. I wasn't like anything else I do. I was horrible at it, but I had a lot of fun, which is the point. I think there was the Fae was one of them. I remember thinking base. The Fiend and the Great Old One. And the Great Old One I think is more kind of akin to the Lovecraft mythos, but obviously not. But I think that's like I guess you could say uninitiated. That would be the closest analog would be to the Great Old One would be the Cthulhu mythos, the Great Old Ones, that lore. Sorry. As always, we're going to comment as you go, rewind as we need to. The original video and channel will be in the description down below. Before I get started, I would like to say I love lighthouses. And very nice start. Okay, for all this time, let's get started. So we have the setting where Mr. Jacob is from, High Gallow. And there's I'm thinking this is Jacob himself. Oh, okay. So in the description it said he was schizophrenic. So come on. See how these critters here? So most probably these might be manifestations from his mind. Wander the harbor with your hand. Okay, I'd like to start right from the start. I like it cool because already again this little shadow creature. So I'm thinking that might be a recurring theme here. But also like how the video, the animation is done here, where this is like a bit of a static image. I wander the harbor. See, it just all comes down together, but with the background moving. With your hand in mine. Okay, so this is a little Jacob. Step brings disgust to your eyes. They peer from the windows and lean by the nets, whispering low, he's foul, he's the lie. Surrounded by faces I've known all my days. Okay, so that's interesting. So now I wonder if if it'll go into the reason why as to the why the other village folk were pointing and saying that there's something up with this child, and the fact that even his own caretaker, I'm thinking his mom, is not happy. It is very interesting. So, sorry, I could not done that. So even like in public, he's kind of being derided, which is bad. But then even he's foul. In private, he's also. So that's not going to be good for anyone's mental well-being, especially if someone who has a mental condition. He's the lie. That's interesting. What is that? I wonder if that's me behind the he's the lie. Surrounded by, and the interesting thing is that if these are things that he's been seeing his entire life, this is just sort of like a normal occurrence for him. Faces I've known all my days, but they blur into mist, and I'm left here alone. They don't understand. They don't. That is cool. That is really cool. I love the voice change here. go from for now to a woman singing. So here is his patron.
They watch, but they never truly see. Do not worry, my precious, you have me.
And again, going with the how do you say it? The traditional, again, going back to the Cthulhu Mythos lore, the mythos. That's what the right word for it, mythos. It has more the tentacled, the multiple eyes, the really it's eldritch in appearance. That has that extremely disturbing view. And one of the things I do love about the idea of the warlock patron dynamic is how in some cases they need each other, but in some cases the patron does not need the warlock. The warlock needs a patron. And sometimes they view it as like they're just a toy to them. So hopefully it's gonna get into it. Most likely it will. This is a lore video. But how their dynamic, how they work together.
The world is washing away. Trust in me, I will never leave you. Shadows crawl from the corners, they watch and they stay. They will all run away, but I'll remain. What am I?
That's actually an interesting line. They'll all run away, but I'll remain. It's like, again, since the patron's always a part of them through the pact, they'll always be there until that pact is broken for whatever reason. Yeah, that people can and will leave you in your life, either by choice, by moving on, or by death. Your patron will always be there.
What am I to you now? Just a monster deranged.
I like that line. That little word, just a monster deranged. Because again, this character, he's a schizophrenic and deranged. So deranged is a much, I guess, crueler way of saying it.
A monster adrift. You have me.
Oh, cool. That's shits.
I wonder the ways where the tempest still churns.
Hello. Sorry, going back real quick. One thing I do like about how Mr. Reaper has this character, he always has I know this might not be a good, it's not might be a good place to pause it, because this is maybe in a storm, it's not probably a good thing, but he always has this sort of kind of panicked, wide-eyed look to him, that in a way it's like he is he's like receiving knowledge that he can't really comprehend, but knows is important. So he wants to hang on to it, but doesn't understand it. So he's just in that panic, wide-eyed, like he's wide-eyed, like receiving information, but doesn't understand it.
It's where the tempest still.
Yeah, they're great here. You know, but I think this might be more about the storm than anything else.
Churn, you stare with such pity, then something unknown. They mutter behind me, the sails, the mistake, the curse.
The sails again. That's another thing. Well, I'm sorry.
Unknown, they mutter behind me.
Okay, I was like, wait, that was a fella.
The sails, the mistake, the curse.
Yeah, because I was by pause because I say the sails, the mistake, the curse, like sailors is very, very traditional, and I guess to a point stereotypical, that they're very superstitious. You know, things like never have a woman on board or things like that, because they're bad luck. And if their little routines do not go as they intended to, it's like the whole thing's cursed. And anything that goes slightly wrong, slightly adrift, it is a bad omen. You know. And so if anything that may probably happen on, maybe even this storm that they may be currently in, they're blaming it on Jacob. I do like the fact that the patron's there too.
That we carry best left on.
And she's hopping around between them. So it makes you wonder, in a weird way, am I wondering, like, are these three even there? And is the patron's kind of like, just like, using Jacob's schizophrenia and hallucinations to plant people to sort of direct them and how she wants him to be. Like someone showing him derision. Like let's say she gives him a hallucination of someone like deriding him, or deriding him and saying, so that way he would not either not head in that direction or engage in that, or remain in that place and go to where she wants him to go. Like go kind of a quiet way of nudging him to where she wants him to be and do what she wants him to do. Because she keeps hopping around between all the characters, between these three. Yeah, pointing. Well, I'm sorry, that was very, very neat. It was neat cut, but like, hello.
One by one they slip under the spray again and again.
Yeah, I like the shadow. The shadows are really nicely wielded in here too.
Lose them this way. Not cursed, just broken, cracked like the
That is an excellent visual.
Or if they picked up the pieces, they'd see the real you, so precious. You have me.
And it's him over the years. So here's our young man.
You have me.
And I guess this is him at his current present time. So you can tell like his mind is in not good shape. You can tell his sleep is not a thing that he gets very often.
Hero, the world is washing away. Trust in me, I will never leave you. Your look no longer comes.
Well, that's interesting. So it's like parallel, I'm thinking, with his mother, and I'm not sure who this individual is. But now that like there's like kind of I'm not gonna say patience, but they realize that it's time for them to move on.
It fades into gray. They will all run away, but I'll remain. What am I to you now? You are mine, just a monster, my precious. Wandering aimlessly in this world that was never the same.
Okay, that's cool. So he finally accepts that this is what it is. That was really, really cool. That was really, really cool. Yeah, because I like that it was I do like the sort of like the dynamic there, and this is, I'm probably getting totally wrong here, but it has a bit of a predatory nature to it, whereas like everyone leaves, I'll remain. But if you notice, like his patron, she is the reason why everyone leaves. She's not letting him. So like, see, they left. You have me though. I'm still here. I'm always gonna be here. I'm not gonna leave you. Yeah, because of you, they're being driven off because of you. And now he's accepted it, so now he's all in with a patron. Very, very cool. Yeah, definitely got to check out more of his stuff. I'm going a little bit of a tangent here, because I said I used to play D&D back, and I actually had a warlock as well, and it was a very interesting relationship because the warlock's name was it was a human warlock. He was an orphan, had the street urchin background, and he was an orphan, and he was his best friend was a cleric who was another party member, another player, and his cleric was of Helm. So you had a warlock and a cleric who were best friends. Now, what was interesting about how the one I went with, because I didn't have things like I know other classes, other ones like I forgot what the other book was, Anatos, things like that had the celestial warlock. I didn't know about that, but I went with the fiend, which if you when I tell you about the patron, it makes absolutely no sense why I went with the fiend. No sense at all. Um, and his story was that he would go to a temple to the church and visit his friend, and he would get food from there. But he would never feel comfortable there, so he'd always sleep outside. He was never be inside. And one day, just a roving gang just started just beating the ever loving crap out of him, just almost to death. And they got bored. They ran off, and he was kind of almost dying, and he heard a whisper coming from by this wall, and he kind of crawled his way there, and he found like this loose stone, opened it up, and there was this book inside of it, and the book was effectively a Bible of sorts. It was a story of this young girl who, in an attempt to save her family's farm, made a deal with demons. Unfortunately, she was betrayed, and she wound up being in their realm. And she was trying to get out. And that became his patron. Her name was Carmen. And it was really a lot of fun because this is why I said it makes no sense, because the whole thing is that she wanted to help her family, and she wanted to the whole point is that she wanted to she was thinking her reasoning, patron thinking was, the more people know her story, the stronger she will get, and the stronger she gets, the more likely she'll be able to escape from there. So it really seemed like it fit more of the celestial warlock type, but I went with a fiend. And it was so much fun though, because again, the whole campaign was my character Marcus was trying to tell people about the story of Carmen, of this young girl who made a deal with demons to save her family farm, who was betrayed by the demons. So it was like a good person did what she felt she had to do, is now being punished for it, but now she wants to be freed, and in a way deserves to be freed, because again, it's not that she sought power, she just wanted to do what she felt was right. And the best part was having the little conversation conflicts between my character and I forget his name now. I feel so bad about that. The cleric, because he desperately wanted like his character wanted everyone Marcus to get rid of that book. It's like, no, this book and this patron saved his life. He owes her. And I do like, that's kind of like a thing too, that connection, that deep emotional connection is what keeps the, what is the term for the, I know patron is the demon, the warlock. The connection with the warlock and the patron is like really, really, really powerful. And that was so much fun. That was so much fun. Anyway, sorry about that. With all that out of the way, of course, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. All right. Bye.